what's happening right now in the market? Where is it going? And yeah.
And I'm very honest and straightforward, especially about prices.
I like that. If I invest $200,000, how fast does it actually go? How fast can I get my money back? How do I know as a customer that I'm safe buying an off plan from Propertia Bali? They're so heavy, Vicky. These microphones, they're like, for the introduction, I'm looking over here, but this is our main camera. We are with the killing team here, right? The listing agents. I'm recording. I'm Peter from Propertia Bali. Today we are in Lighthouse. We're sitting in these beautiful surroundings, and I'm together with the most awesome listing team. We have here Ben, and we have Indra over here. So Ben and Indra will tell you a little bit about if you have a property in Bali, what is important when you're listing, and they will give you a lot of tips and tricks. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let's start with you, Ben. Why did you want to be a listing agent? Because I remember when you applied for a job, I asked you, do you want to be in sales or do you want to be in listing?
Yeah. So basically, I started back in 2020. I started as a freelance agent, actually.
Yeah.
And it was a hard time because a few months after I started, COVID started, right? But I ended up loving the job. I love meeting a lot of people, meeting new people, seeing properties, design, and everything. So yeah, now I'm a professional real estate agent.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
working for Propertia Bali.
Yes, we are very happy to have you.
Yes.
So I should mention also that a listing agent in Bali is the guy who's as important as the sales agent, the guys who goes out and find the properties that we can sell to you guys. So listing agents are super important, and they have to be very, very professional because they collect all the data about the properties, and they make sure that the pictures are correct. They take the pictures, they advertise the pictures, the listings. And in general, they are half of the sale, you can say. So Indra, welcome. Tell us a little bit about you also.
Well, yeah, actually, it started back then during the pandemic where I lost my job in Jakarta. So then I decided to move to Bali to have, to change the situation, to have a better life.
Yeah.
So after moving to Bali, I started to think of what can I do here in Bali. Then I started to find for a job. Then I found this job vacancy on Facebook, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So it's a listing agent job. And then under the description, it's actually quite funny. So the company is looking for someone who loves motorbike riding.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Yeah. And someone who is ambitious.
Yeah.
Also someone who can do like photograph. Photography has been my hobby. So yeah, I applied for it. Then I got the job.
So you ticked off all the boxes, and it was a perfect job for you?
Yes, it is.
That's cool. I mean, I love you guys. You are amazing. You are very professional in everything you do. And I think it's very, very important when we are in Bali that people realize that they have to listen to the listing agents, right? I know a lot of listing agents in other companies, they're not very dedicated. They more or less just go with whatever the customer think about price and everything. So let's start with you, Ben. Why should people list with Propertia Bali in general?
In general?
Yeah, just...
I'll just mention one point.
Yeah.
We are the best in marketing.
Yeah.
That's
True.
for sure. We have a dedicated team with a dedicated office in Prenan just for marketing. You know, you can see our work in social media, and I think you all have seen it if you're watching now.
Yeah.
We are the best. We have highest quality content compared to any other real estate agent in Bali. That's why you should list with us.
Yeah, that's the only reason why you should list with us, because we are the best.
We are the best.
Indra, what do you think? Why should we list with Propertia Bali?
I think we are the most dedicated agent.
Yeah.
And we have the full setup team. We have professional marketing team. listing agent and also a fantastic sales agent who will then help you with selling your property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, I know that we also talked previously with the sales team. You guys are selling a lot of off-plan. I mean, the performance of Propertia Bali, how do you see us doing things different than compared to our competitors when we're selling off-plan?
I think when we're selling off plan, what makes us different is we actually filter our developers. So we make sure the quality that we're delivering to our customer is the best only.
Correct.
So, we don't just give out random new developers to our buyers. Yeah.
No, true.
Yeah, we also make sure that we have every details of the off-plan project. We make sure that the renders are in high quality, and we make sure that we have all details regarding the floor plan, legal documents, video, 3D video, which is so important. So we can explain to our customers everything about the project.
Super cool. Yeah. So you think there's a big difference between listing with Propertia Bali and other agencies? I mean, we know all who our competitors are, and we also, I think for us as a team, we have our direction we want to go in. We don't look at what other people do. We just go ahead, right? So I agree with Ben. We do things very, very different. But when it comes to listing your property, what challenges do you see, Ben, very often when you're listing properties?
I think it's the right pricing.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing when you list a property. True. The first thing is you have to have the right price to be able to.
But what is the right price?
Right price is the market price.
Exactly.
The market price. Of course, you will have your profit as a developer also.
Yeah.
But we have like a certain level of profit, right? It cannot be too high.
No.
Yeah. I know. We also don't want it to be too low. It's our best interest for the seller and buyer both to have their
To make a good
to
deal.
make it a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point. Yeah. Indra?
I mean, for me, the most important thing is that we really, it's not. I mean, for each project, we want to make sure that what the developer offer is something that soon our buyers will get.
Yeah.
So it's not over-promising something,
Yeah.
right?
Because I know also you sit in meetings a lot with developers where you're helping them with design, pricing, timing, everything, right? So I see you sitting in meetings on a daily basis, weekly basis. How deep do you go with the cooperation with the developers?
Usually we always start to discuss about the design. We discuss things like the layout, how's the flow on the villa itself. We want to make sure that the villa has a nice flow in it. Then we are also discussing about the design. Will the design be attractive if compared with the competition? Because the off-plan market is a tough competition.
Yeah.
So we also want to make sure that once we list the property will be attractive in the market.
And you said, Ben, price is a big issue for both of you, right?
Yeah.
What's happening right now in the market? Where is it going? And
I think Bali real estate market right now is growing in a really fast rate.
Yeah.
So now everyone is just very greedy.
Yeah.
Because they think it's gonna be,
Yeah.
it's just like going up and up and up and up. And you see
Yeah.
like in Bingen, like 6 months ago, it was 8 million. Now it's 15, 18
For
million.
land, yeah, exactly.
It's crazy price, right? Yeah. So it's just, it's hard to get developer understand that you should sell in the right price if you want to sell now.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, if you want to wait for another year to sell,
They
the
don't want
property,
to wait for another year, right?
Exactly. The expectation is to sell now, but they
Yeah.
want a price for the next year, right?
Yeah, that's actually very. That's a good way to say this. Yeah, I think for me it's price, I agree with you guys. Price is everything, right? Everything has its price. And I don't like the direction this is going in. We know, can you tell me a little bit, we know the prices for, what should be let's mention a price for a 1 bedroom, a 2 bedroom, and a 3 bedroom. Something like that.
I'll go for the 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
150 and let's say like outside of the beach area, and around 180 to 225 for the beach side. Yeah.
Okay. So 225 is the maximum price for a 1 bedroom if it's really, really nicely located.
Really nice, yeah.
Well, 2 bedroom for you?
2 bedroom can start somewhere around $180,000 if it's located at the outskirts of Canggu.
Yeah.
Not the beach side. But when the property is located at a prime location on the beach side, it can go up to around $250,000.
Yeah.
I think the maximum price will be somewhere just slightly under $300,000.
We sold a few 2 bedroom also in the Lion, which was the most expensive land, and we sold them around 300, right? So it all depends on location. The closer to the beach, of course, the more expensive the properties are gonna be. 3 bedroom?
3 bedroom.
I know we disagree a little bit about that, but
I think it's a wider range.
Yeah.
I think it started from 300,000 around, and then depending on the size, it can go up to 450 maybe. Yeah.
So, in general, you as listing agents, you try to advise the customers about price, right? Because this is essential for real estate around the globe. So if you don't price your product correctly, and this is for you guys who are sellers out there, you need to price your properties correctly for us to be able to sell it. We are just here to help you. You're paying our commission as a seller, so we're only here to help. Let's just go back, Ben. How would you describe yourself as a listing agent, as a person?
As a person?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a very passionate about my work, and I'm very honest and straightforward, especially about prices.
I like that.
So if you meet me, expect me to be very straightforward with the prices.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's in my best wants that the buyer and the seller has their best, deal.
Yeah. Indra? Describe yourself as a listing agent.
I'm more focused on the technical side, so I will make sure that we have every detail, every technical drawings of the project complete, and also in terms of the legal documents, I want to make sure that everything is there and aligned. Because the thing is that we need to make sure that the offline project has its legal,
the right permits,
the right location, the right
exactly.
access roads.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everything detailed.
Yeah. I know you guys are amazing as listing agents, and I just want to tell the customers a little bit about these guys because they do an amazing job. It's a full package. They can even fly a drone, which is insane. So they take amazing pictures. They are not just a regular guy with a mobile phone. They bring a big camera. They take pictures. They are on a tripod. They do everything for you guys who wants to list your property out there. The content they create is amazing. There is no room for mistakes from these guys. You can see it on our website. It's amazing. They fly a drone. That means they will take your property from the best, or land from the best angles, and they make sure that they have all the right information, so we don't get into a due diligence where the property or land is sold and then we are missing the information. So definitely super professional listing agents. What is the most important things that you need to know when you're listing your property?
Yeah, number one again.
Price.
Yes.
Yes. But besides price?
Besides price, second thing is I think extension.
Yeah.
You have to figure out about the extension.
Yeah.
It is one of the first thing that a buyer will ask.
Yeah.
When approaching a property.
What is an extension? Because there's a lot of people sitting out there in the world and saying, what is an extension?
So the best extension will be extension on the market price on the land market price.
And this is when when you have a lease agreement, right?
This is when you have
so
the lease
so
agreement.
the lease agreement is normally 25 to 30 years,
Yeah.
and then your master lease agreement should say, how can I extend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then usually it's best to mention like another 10 years or 20 years.
Yeah.
So you have it there
And who do you pay this extension to?
directly to the landowner.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
So you have
best
the
way.
landowner's information, and you can pay him. You can keep your house on the land, and then you just pay the landowner for another period of time.
Of them, yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything else that is important?
I think if you're selling fully furnished, staging is very important.
Yes.
You want it to look as aesthetically pleasing as possible,
Yes.
because we're also gonna do content, photos and videos, to attract as much leads
Exactly.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's funny. I don't understand. In Bali, very few people actually invest making their property look nice, right?
Yeah.
They just ask you guys to come, and then everything is a little bit weird looking. Sorry, guys, but staging is not a big thing in Bali.
Yeah.
Where I come from, we paid a fortune for stagers or stylists to stage your home and be ready for you guys.
Yeah.
So it looks amazing. Basically, we have around 5,000 properties for sale right now in Bali. So the competition is fearless, and you need to make sure your listing is absolutely perfect. It's one of those points. Me as a sales agent, I come in sometimes and I think, if they just did a little bit of effort here, I would have sold that property. It doesn't have to be a disappointment when the customers come in, right? So staging is super important also.
So that's why it's important to know who your competitors are.
Exactly.
We can always send links of other properties that are built with the similar design and also similar price range at the same area. So the developers can also have the idea of who their competitors are.
I think going back to price, we know you're going to price it very high. Be open-minded to offers, right? We know what the market price is. These guys know exactly. So if you want to list your property above market price, be open-minded to offers.
Yeah.
Don't be like crazy insisting I want my price, because we already know you're overpricing your property. We are here to service you guys and nothing else. But we unfortunately see sometimes that people are very overpriced, and we have said no to properties that was very overpriced, because it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of our time. The buyers are not stupid anymore. They're not seeing one property and then saying, yes, I'll give you the money. They're seeing 5 to 10 properties before they sign. So they know the market price. The buyers know the market price, right? So listen to these guys. It's very, very important. Let's talk about Bali. I mean, I just talked to the sales team as well. How do you see, Ben? How do you see Bali the next few years in real estate?
The next few years, right now we're really growing in a really fast pace, as I said before. I think right now we are still very centered in Canggu area. There's still much room to grow for real estate in Bali. Right now we're starting to expand in Bingin area, and it's growing really fast.
It's growing very fast.
And I mean, the island is surrounded by beautiful beaches, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential in every area, so we can really explore that in the next few years, of course.
So for you guys who haven't seen the sales team's video, Bingin is down south from the airport on the island called the Bukit, and Bingin is a very, very small area that everyone wants to have a piece of right now, right? It's like, it's not even Bukit, it's just Bingin, right? So
Exactly,
there's a lot of land down there, but there's a lot of development going on, and we are selling a lot of properties down there, right? So, Indra, what do you think is the future for real estate the next few years?
For real estate, I think Bali will be developing in a beautiful way, because foreign investors and also foreign developers, architects, collaborating with the local architects, local builders, that they create beautiful products. So it makes so we can make sure that the development will be going to a beautiful site in the future. Yeah.
I talked to the sales team. I think the future for Bali is and the old looking properties, the traditional Balinese open living, pitch roof, teak furniture is very heavy looking that everyone have seen. We rented them through the last 2 decades. That's changing now, right? I mean, the Mediterranean, the Tulum style, the contemporary style, the whole market will change now, right? Yeah. I remember you listed a development in Sessa called Isola Villas, and that is just like mind-blowing design-wise, right?
Beautiful,
yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. So do you think it will be, basically the sales were very much focusing on investors. Do you think that what will happen to all the old properties in the future, which is interesting from you as a listing agent? What's going to happen with that kind of look?
I think that kind of look is, especially the open living, is very heavily dependent on daily rentals in terms of investment. So in case of anything happen, a crisis or anything, it is really hard to rent it out in the long term. So right now we're seeing more villas that are built to basically fit daily rental, but also long term. So it's very flexible.
Yeah. So it's what we call enclosed living, where you can open the whole front, but you can also close it down at night if you don't like insects, mosquitoes, or just want to cool down the room, right? But do you think, Indra, it will affect the market in general for these older properties? What should buyers be looking for also? What would you buy if it was you?
I think there are still potential on this older looking properties where we can also renovate these properties to make it to make the design more suitable for what our
so you're saying they should be renovated?
Yeah, of course. Or I've heard also from a developer that they will demolish everything, demolish their old villas and build a new villa.
Yeah. Because the facts are that the old villas actually have the best locations, right? So they took the land 10, 20 years ago when there was plenty of space, and now you need to demolish them. And this happens all around the world, right? Yeah. You can see it also in the US. If you want beachfront, you have to demolish an old villa and build a brand new one. I'm very concerned about, if you look at Airbnb, which is definitely by far the biggest portal for daily rental in Bali, you see 80% of the villas being these still old-fashioned, old living. I think they will lose in the long run because people really want that exotic feeling with the Mediterranean, with arches and nice furniture. We all know how the furniture should look also, right? So if you have an old villa, sometimes it really helps to buy new furniture. Yeah. That it looks a little bit better, right?
It's like a makeup,
Yeah, it's like a makeup. It's like sorry, I didn't say this. It's like an ugly woman with a lot of makeup.
Wow.
No, just kidding. But I think for me, it's also as a seller, it's super important that if you want $300,000, $500,000, $700,000 for your villa, then you need to stage it. We are not a staging company. We cannot do it, but you need to put some money into your villa because otherwise it will never sell. So, what is, let's say, Ben, when you approach a listing, what is the key features? What can you give me like the most important things you just mentioned about price, but also when you step into a villa, what is it that your impression? What do you see that customers are a classic mistake they do when you want to list the property and you get a little bit disappointed about the look of the property?
I think the first thing is layout.
True.
Sometimes we have separate bedrooms and living room.
Yeah.
And it's just not very practical.
No.
And then maybe the furniture.
Yeah.
Furniture, it's a bit too personalized. When, especially coming to a new villa, we expect it to be more like, standard, clean and open for everyone to see.
And it's actually very easy to find. You just go to Instagram or Pinterest, then you see Bali furnitures, Bali villas, what it should look like. Yes, most of the tourists, they love this tropical feel that is very designed. But I think also one thing, like you also mentioned to me in the office, is also the smell of a villa.
Yeah.
Indra, tell me what should a villa smell like?
The villa should be at its absolute best condition.
Yeah.
So let's say when we bring customer in to the villa, so they will feel comfortable looking around in the villa. Yeah, it works the same. Even if me as a listing agent, when I first step into the villa, I want to feel nice when I enter the villa. I want to feel comfortable. I want to have the best pictures. So the villa should be at its best condition and should be prepared for a shooting as well.
I read somewhere that it's not only your eyes, it's also your nose that really, your first impression. You come in and they forgot to open the windows and it smells a little bit weird. It's better that it smells clean, right?
Because it affects the energy of the whole property.
I think for you guys who also want to buy out there, of course, the sellers are right now doing daily rentals, so it's very, very hard for us to get access to the villas because there's so much traffic. You want to buy a villa, you also want to have a successful business, so it's very, very important you contact us. I think normally it's 2 or 3 days before we have to contact the manager of the villa, otherwise it's... I think that's our biggest challenge right now. We cannot get access to the villas, right? Which is very unusual when you just put it for sale. Well, what do you talk about with the owners? I mean, it's a little bit of a conflict here, right?
Yeah, I mean, the owner wants to sell the property, but at the same time, it's also, hard to get rid of
the income from
the
the
rental
rental.
income, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at the point of the market right now, it's very nice to have the rental income.
Yes.
And so the only way we can balance it is, we bring people in when there's check out and check in.
Exactly.
That's the only time,
And what is that normally check in, check out? What time of day is that?
11 to 1 p.m.
Exactly. So if you're looking to book an appointment with Propertia Bali, please remember check in, check out 11 to 1, 11 to 2, I think it is. There's a new check in. That's when you can have the showing. And yes, you are about to buy a very, very good business. And that is why you cannot have access all day, because there's other guests that we have to respect as well, right? Indra, what do you see Propertia Bali? Why is it, how do you see Propertia Bali? Why is it different? Why are you still with us? I mean, you've been with us a few years now. Ben is a little bit younger in the company, but why are you still here?
The team is fantastic.
Yeah.
We always support each other. We are all dedicated. So because we are so dedicated to our job, so we can create a beautiful partnership in the team.
Yeah.
Also, great relationship with our customers.
Yeah. I think it's funny because I didn't even mention this, but the sales team said the same. It's dedication. I love that word. We are not going to work from 9 to 5. We really care, right? You care about the presentation of the properties. The sales team, they care about the execution of the sale. And for sure, I'm sitting a lot with the marketing team. They really, really care about everything. What angles, how do we shoot it? This is the strength of Propertia Bali. I think dedication is probably the word I'm going to use for 2023.
And we do really care about our customers as well.
Yeah, we do. Ben, Propertia Bali, what's that for you?
Propertia Bali? For me, I think this is, Propertia Bali is how, a real estate agency should be.
Yeah.
Very innovative,
Thank you.
Very dedicated. And I'm just here. I joined the winning team, I believe.
Thank you. I think you did. I know. I think how we look at Propertia Bali is that we have a marketing admin team. That's 1/3. Then we have a listing team and we have a sales team. Those have to be working like a seamless synergy, right? It's so beautiful to see the dedication. And I think that is absolutely the word. everyone comes in. Of course, you can always have an off day, but everyone comes in with new ideas. There's room for ideas. There's rooms for opinions, and you can constructive criticism is also a part of Propertia Bali, right? So I think the huge difference is just the momentum we have. So if you want to list your property, they know what they're doing, and you don't need to list your property with anyone else, because it's not what they do is very, very unique. They care about your property. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million property or a $200,000 property. It's still the same treatment we give everyone, right? So all they are asking is, please put it at the right price. I keep doing videos. We cannot continue like this. We have customers, buyers coming into our office and say, whoa, why is this so overpriced? What's unique with this property, right? And we cannot explain anything else, but it's, the developer might ask more money. There is a market price, like Ben said, and that we have to respect. The buyers are smart today. Anything you see in 2023 coming soon? We talked about it in our office. Indra, you're the numbers guy, right? We know what's coming into 2023 globally.
Yeah, there is a prediction with this.
It's a prediction.
Recession. Yeah, it's a prediction. Yeah, which we'll never know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but there's a cycle on the economics, on the global economics, right? So it will happen.
Yeah. What will happen? You don't like to say the word, right?
Yeah, I mean, when global recession happened to the whole global economy, then probably the best thing to do is to move to a country where living costs are much lower, just like Bali.
Yeah.
I think that's also a major reason why everyone in the rest of the world is looking for Bali.
We talked about it with the sales team also. They had a feeling that Bali, especially for Southeast Asia, just became this hub. We have a fantastic expat community that is much, much bigger than and much more unified than Tulum, Puerto Rico, Portugal. You can move many places in the world, but this is a very affordable country, and there's not a lot of things missing in Indonesia, especially Bali. It's a very international hub. How many countries did we did the last 3 months? We did deals with how many countries?
It's around 25 countries.
25 countries. It's so crazy. So I think the recession for me is also something that we are aware of. We don't think really that it's going to hurt our business, because people are just going to come from Singapore, Hong Kong, Shanghai, more expensive places around the world. Where are you when you list a property? What nationalities are they in general in Bali?
I think there's mostly
there's a lot of nationalities.
Yeah.
But
majority, I think, will be from France. And then Australian, of course. They've been here for a really long time.
Yeah, long. We love Australians, right? They helped build up Bali. They were here from the early 70s. They surfed. They are also owners of all the beautiful restaurants. They really, and the same with the French community. We love the French people most of the time.
For me, mostly it's Europeans or Australians.
Yeah, it is. For me, I mean, how do you see the prices going right now? We have Canggu, we have Pinging, like Ben said. Where do you see the prices going for 2023?
It's actually a very tricky question.
That's why I'm asking, right? Because we have a lot of buyers, we have a lot of sellers. I mean, they are the customers. Why are we going?
It's the beginning of 2023. We're expecting a recession,
Mm-hmm.
but right now the market is still very strong.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of sellers is also seeing this, so that's why they keep their price very strong also.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna keep going up. Maybe worst case scenario, there will be a correction.
Mm-hmm.
But compared to any other market, I think Bali is very strong.
Yeah. Because
we're
we
cash
actually
based.
didn't have a correction during COVID, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It was crazy to see that the prices were just sitting there because there were no mortgages on the villas.
Yeah.
That means the people were not interested in selling with a discount. There was no pressure, financial pressure on any villa owners at all. So nothing happened. They're just sitting there. And then when COVID was over, they just picked up again. So
The demand is very strong.
yeah.
And there's a lack of properties
Yeah.
as well, so it pushed the price.
How, Indra, how's the market right now? What's happening in the market? I mean, if I come here and have $500,000, can you find me the most beautiful property right now?
Finished? No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think you can find something beautiful finished, because
Why not?
just why I told you before that we are in lack of a property
Yeah.
right now at the moment. That's why most of the properties that we have available on the market is all off-plan properties.
Yeah.
Because it has been sold since it is still an off-plan project.
Yeah.
Yeah. So meaning that if you want to purchase something beautiful, the only way to have it is buying it off-plan.
Because there's nothing
There's
available
nothing
in the market
available,
right
yeah.
now. That's crazy. I mean, and I know I was sitting with the sales team. They said the same. They love to sell off plan because it ticks all the boxes for the consumers, right? The buyers, they want something unique. They want a certain style. Doesn't exist in the market right now. So most of your listings right now, they're off plan?
I think
80%.
80%?
is off-plan.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, we
Build,
love-
what's going to happen in a year from now? If all this is in the market, what's going to happen in a year if it's being built right now? Will there be an oversupply of villas?
I don't think that it will be an oversupply. I think prices will be leveling up
Yeah.
a little bit. However, if the demand is keep going strong, if foreigners keep coming into Bali, I think the market will be fantastic.
Because I looked at our numbers, right, with Joe, our sales manager. 67%, 60 to 70% of what we have sold is actually off plan because people want a different design. They also want to be able to customize it a little bit for their own personal need. And then they want all the modern facilities, like Ben said, enclosed living, parking space, 2 floors, nice big pool. They want everything, right? When they're investing. So you don't think that there will be an oversupply and the prices can suddenly go down?
It will not go down like a,
It will not be a crash.
It will not be a crash.
No.
I predict that it will level at some point,
Yeah.
so that then the market will be still attractive.
It has to level, right?
Yeah, it
we
has
have
to level.
we're reaching a peak now where
Yeah.
you're saying, land prices, construction prices, inflation is a big part of it, of course. So if someone, when you list the off plan, how do you do this with the developers? What do you check the developers, or what's the how do I know as a customer that I'm safe buying an off plan from Propertia Bali?
Usually we qualify our developers.
Yeah.
Most of our developers that we work with have been experienced in Bali, so
Yeah.
like 5 to 10 years experience. But for the newer ones, we usually check their contractor and architect.
Good point.
So a lot of their contractor is also very experienced, and then we just we trust that.
So the contractor is below the developer. So
Yeah.
that is actually the guy building. The developer is more financing and designing. And then you have those two, and we check the contractor just to see what have they built before, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
know the quality of the build. Nice. And if you had to give us some advice about areas, now we just talked about the sales team, what do you see most developers, where do they list right now? Where are they purchasing land and where are they building right now?
I think most of the developers still focused on Canggu, especially the beach sites.
Yeah.
Even though the land price are crazy expensive
Yeah.
right now, but they still prefer to have their developments on the beach side of Canggu, because in terms of the rental revenue that the property will generate once it's finished,
Yeah.
is the
Top,
highest,
top,
the
yeah,
top,
exactly,
top.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it will also attract more buyers to purchase the property.
That makes sense. And how much money do you need to buy a property in Bali? Where do we start and where do we finish? I mean, I know it's a very broad
range.
price scale,
Yeah.
right? But how much money do you need to bring to Bali to get a nice villa?
For a 1 bedroom, at least 150.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now you need to,
Do we
be
still
a
have
bit
one
more-
bedroom for 150?
Yeah, you need to be a bit more flexible right now because yeah, the price is just really on top right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, I think around 170 that would be ideal, and then for 2 bedroom you should bring 200,000.
Yeah.
for sure.
Indra, what do you think?
Yeah, depending on the location and the size of the property, it can go starting from $150,000 all the way up to, we've heard prices like $4 or $5 million for a very
I've seen one, yes. It's nice.
luxurious property in a very prime location,
Yes.
especially when it's also freehold.
Yeah.
So there were.
I mean, I'm in contact with quite a lot of buyers as well. And I think what they're all asking is, can it really be true there's no family homes in Bali? What's going on? There's no 4-5 bedroom villas. I mean, you talk to the developers, and they're not interested in building those, or what?
I think because most of our developers are building in the beach side, right?
Yeah.
It's heavily dependent on the rental income,
The
the
tourism,
daily
yeah.
rental income, right?
Yeah.
The tourists. So when you're building a family home, 3 and 4 bedrooms, that is comparably much harder to rent out.
Yeah,
People are preferring to buy a 1 and
that
2
makes
bedroom.
sense. Yeah,
That's,
yeah, exactly.
easy to rent.
So the smaller units rent faster.
Exactly, yeah. And occupancy, of course.
Yeah.
Higher occupancy.
Yeah. Indra, have you any advice for families who wants to purchase a villa in Bali? Besides that, you cannot find anything for them.
If there are families who would like to purchase property in Bali, my suggestion is just to buy it,
Yeah.
have it as soon as possible, because even if you decided not to live at the property anymore, the property then can generate rental income
Yeah, for sure.
for you as the owner.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that you need to worry when you are investing in Bali.
I have a few customers with around $1 to $1.5 million looking for 5-bedroom villas, and there's nothing in the market. And they fly in, they want to put their kids in green school, they're super frustrated. Is this just the trend in the future that no developers want to build family homes anymore? Or is it something we just have to accept, that this is a vacation island and family homes are rare?
I don't think so. It will be a mix of everything.
Okay.
However, if we are calculating based on a percentage, probably 70% will be daily rental homes, the smaller homes, and 30% will be the family homes. Yeah. I think it's just a mix of
Yeah.
one.
And just for you guys we actually stopped doing rentals because it changed from yearly rental to daily rentals. And I think you guys are very relieved because you don't need to chase those rentals. How do you see the rental market? How fast, if I invest $200,000, how fast does it actually go? How fast can I get my money back?
Ideally 5 years.
5 years,
4 or 5 years, yeah.
20%.
20%
20% per year.
per year, yeah.
That's crazy. Did you hear that? 20%. That is
That's what is, yeah.
mine.
Every
That
property,
is
the standard.
most of the properties.
Yeah.
Okay, and you pay how much in taxes
10%.
if you have a
If
NPWP?
you have an NPWP,
Yeah.
and you should have an
You-
NPWP.
exactly.
Yeah.
You should pay taxes in Indonesia. Very
Yeah.
important.
Very important.
Yeah, and costs are low in general, right? We have electricity, which is quite expensive, but besides that, the rest of the community cost or the cost in general is very cheap, right? And can a foreigner get a mortgage?
No.
No? You said the no with a
Yeah.
smile?
So at the moment, foreigners cannot get a mortgage in Indonesia.
So how do you finance this? How do people buy?
If buyers are buying off-plan properties, then the developer will be having some kind of payment structures on the property itself. Usually it's 30% upfront upon signing contract at the notary. Then the rest is according to how fast will the developer build the property.
Okay, which is normally 12 months or so.
12 months, yeah. So you'll be paying like 20% every 3 months time until the handover time.
Take a look at our off-plan properties because they are very, very beautiful and they're located in very nice areas as well. You just have to wait 12 months, but that is nothing compared to the result that you're getting, right? Because basically we want our customers to have a very competitive villa on Airbnb, Agoda, Booking.com, wherever they want to advertise them. Do you see a trend within the 1-bedroom, the 2-bedroom that is like, what is the trend? What should people be looking for? If they don't call us, what should they be looking for with other real estate agents? Of course, you should call us. Ben, what is if I want a 1-bedroom, what should I be looking for?
Like in terms of style or?
Yeah.
In terms of style, I mean, right now what's trending is really Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And then maybe Tulum is coming up, but
it's funny. Arya, he mentioned Tulum also. I think he was a little bit Mediterranean. Now it's Tulum.
It's going more unfinished.
Yeah.
But I think it's also good to stick with modern, very timeless design. It's really good for the long term. Yeah. Because trend always changes every time, but timeless modern design will just stay.
How much can you actually get per night? For 1-bedroom you buy, let's say for $200,000, how much are we talking about you get per night in USD per night?
If we're talking conservatively, 150.
150?
But at right now, this market, 200, 250 is very possible.
Really?
Really high occupancy.
So normally it would be around 150, 180, but now it's above 200 per night?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And why is that? I mean, why is especially Canggu and Binging, why are the renting so crazy? The prices are very high.
Because Bali just opened.
Yeah.
Just opened up again. People are coming in, and then right now we're just lacking of inventory, especially for the nice villas, the new villas. So.
And that's what people want, right?
Yeah, that's what people
want. They want a luxury life when they've been saving up for 2 years during COVID, and now they want to come to Bali, and I'm not gonna compromise on the villa I'm gonna rent, right?
Yeah. Basically supply and demand where there are lack of supply, meaning that the demand.
So there is a lack of supply right now.
Yeah. Lack of supply of nice villas, newer villas. Yeah. And the demand is still going strong. That's why prices are going up.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up. Ben, give some good advice for people who want to sell. Just repeat yourself if you feel the need to.
Repeat.
Repeat. Just give them a good advice about listing the property. And also, maybe we should just, Ben, I know you guys also very often with developers focus on exclusivity, right?
Yeah.
Why do you focus on Propertia Bali representing a developer exclusive?
At the moment, we have a lot of inventory in our company, in our website. Right?
Yeah.
We offered this exclusivity package to the developers that build beautiful products. And by having this exclusivity, we make sure that our team is focused on the property. We will also put more attention and give more exposure to the project itself.
Because it's all about exposure, right?
It's all about
this
exposure,
is why we in Propertia Bali is by far the best real estate agency. You said we have our own marketing team, which is just growing. That's why we are sitting here today and telling people, what to do and when to do it, right?
Exclusivity for us is very much like a long-term partnership, right?
It is, right? It's like a partnership.
Yeah, it's not just us selling one project and then we never contact each other again.
Yeah.
We will help you in this project, also the next one, right?
We have a few developers who are very successful, right? And I think partly is because of us. I think it's a partnership, right? They build beautiful properties, we take it over, we sell it the right way. I think that's. But you can also list your property exclusive if you're just a private owner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get the same package as the developers.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it cost extra?
No, it doesn't cost extra.
Did you hear that? Doesn't cost extra.
That's
We
the
still
best
charge
part.
the same.
Yeah, we charge the same. What are we charging?
So we charge 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 5%. You get more attention. You get a lot more exposure, like Indra said. You don't pay extra. That's crazy. It's
a great
and
deal.
it doesn't work.
It really works.
It really works.
Really works.
Okay. And
We have a lot of success stories,
Yeah.
especially with the developers that we have been doing this partnership.
yeah,
Yeah. They have been selling lots of units with us.
yeah.
Yeah.
I made a video for Instagram the other day. I think there's only 3 key features, right, for developers especially. We need location.
Yeah.
Has to be the right location. We need style. And what's the last one we need? A good price.
Oh yeah. I mentioned it too much.
You mentioned too much. But price is all real estate, right? Thank you guys so much. We will repeat this again for sure. You will also go live with us on Instagram soon. There's a lot of questions from customers who want to sell their properties. I just want to thank you and thank you for being a part of Propertia Bali.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good. That's a wrap. See you soon.